Comfort is the most subtle form of self-destruction a man can experience because it never feels like destruction. It feels good. It feels justified. It feels earned. It feels like peace. But comfort is not peace. Comfort is sedation. Comfort is where the warrior in you goes to sleep. And once he sleeps for too long, waking him back up becomes the hardest battle of your life. You know this already because you've lived it. There were times in your life when you were sharp, disciplined, dangerous, focused. Times when your body was strong and your mind was clear. Times when you didn't wait for motivation to move. Times when you acted because action was your identity. And then comfort entered the room. Not all at once, but slowly, quietly, disguised as rest, disguised as taking it easy for just a little while. And without noticing, your edge dulled. Your urgency faded. Your hunger went quiet. And the version of you that you respected began to fade into memory. No one becomes mediocre intentionally. Mediocrity happens one moment at a time. One delayed workout at a time. One skipped commitment at a time. One I'll do it later at a time. Comfort doesn't demand that you quit. It simply convinces you to ease up. And when a man eases up for too long, the fire inside him dims. You know exactly what I mean. The days where you woke up without clarity. The afternoons where you felt irritated and didn't know why. The evenings where you questioned where your drive went. That was not depression. That was not confusion. That was your spirit rejecting comfort. That was your identity trying to remind you of who you are supposed to be. Because deep down, you're not meant for ease. You're not meant for softness. You are not meant to drift. You are meant to push, to grow, to sharpen yourself against resistance. Your soul does not grow by relaxing. It grows by challenging itself. When life was harder, you were sharper. When you had something to prove, you were dangerous. When your back was against the wall, your focus was absolute. When stakes were high, your energy was unmistakable. But now life is more convenient. Now you have a little more comfort. Now you have things to lose instead of things to chase. And when a man stops chasing, his life begins to shrink. You don't stop because you are tired. You stop because comfort has convinced you that there is no need to continue. But inside, you know better. The reason you feel restless is because the man you are acting like is smaller than the man you are meant to be. The reason you feel frustrated is because your actions are not matching your potential. The reason you feel empty is because your life is expanding outward while you are shrinking inward. Comfort does not merely slow you down. It erodes you. It erodes your identity. It erodes your confidence. It erodes your trust in yourself. Because when you repeatedly tell yourself you will do something and then you don't, your subconscious learns one lesson: your word means nothing. And once a man cannot trust his own word, he loses the foundation of discipline. Because discipline is not about forcing yourself to do what you don't want to do. Discipline is about trusting that when you say you will do something, you will. Discipline is self-respect in motion. Comfort is self-abandonment disguised as relief. This year has shown you the difference. There were weeks where you were locked in, structured, hungry. And there were weeks where you slipped, where you let yourself ease up, where you let yourself drift. And you felt the difference in your bones. One version of you was alive. The other version of you was fading. And now the year is reaching its end. This final stretch is where most men collapse. They tell themselves they will start again in January. That they will rebuild momentum later. That the holidays are the time to relax. But that is the mentality of the man who stays the same year after year. That is a trap. That is how potential dies. The man who waits for January to change is the man who repeats the same year forever. If you let comfort win now, you will spend the first months of next year trying to rebuild what you could have strengthened today. The gap between you and your best self widens every time you choose comfort. And the gap does not close by accident. It closes by confrontation. It closes by choosing to sharpen yourself now, when it is hardest, when it is least convenient, when no one is watching. Because that is where identity is forged. Not in ideal conditions, but in the conditions where the weak give up. You have to ask yourself, do you want to feel good now, or do you want to respect yourself later? Because you cannot have both. Comfort will give you temporary relief, but it will always leave you with regret. Discipline will give you challenge, but it will always leave you with pride. That is the real trade-off. And this moment, right now, is the moment where that decision becomes real. The year is ending. Time is thinning. Momentum is either building or dying. There is no neutral state. You are either sharpening or dulling. And if you do not choose to sharpen yourself now, you are choosing to dull yourself by default. The reason most men don't choose discipline is not because they can't. It's because discipline confronts them with who they are. When you train when you don't want to, you are confronted by your excuses. When you work while others rest, you are confronted by your softness. When you hold your word, you are confronted by the parts of you that break easily. That confrontation is uncomfortable. But that confrontation is also the only doorway to power. You cannot become unbreakable without seeing where you break. And comfort hides that from you. Comfort hides your weaknesses. Discomfort exposes them so you can destroy them. You already know what happens when you choose comfort. You've lived it. You have felt the dullness, the frustration, the guilt, the loss of fire. You have felt the slow decay. But you have also felt the opposite. You have felt what happens when you commit. When you train every day. When you eliminate distractions. When you wake up with purpose. When you move like a man who has something to prove. You felt alive. You felt grounded. You felt certain. You felt like yourself. That is the real you. The man you are when you are disciplined. That is your truth. Comfort is a lie. This final chapter of the year is your test. Not a test of ability, a test of identity. Will you finish like the man you want to become? Or will you coast like the man you said you were done being? Will you enter 2026 already in motion? Or will you enter 2026 scrambling to rebuild yourself again? You know the answer: you want to live. So now you have to earn it. Wake up when you say you will. Train when you don't feel like training. Cut distractions without negotiation. Keep your promises. Act when your mind says wait. Move when your body wants rest. Choose the action that reinforces the identity you want to live. Because the cost of comfort is your life. The cost of comfort is your confidence. The cost of comfort is your potential. The cost of comfort is your greatness. And when the year ends, and the clock hits midnight, and 2026 arrives, the world will not ask you what you meant to do. It will show you who you practice being. A man who chooses discipline becomes a force. A man who chooses comfort becomes forgotten. The decision is made in the final stretch, the stretch we are in right now. The year is ending. The weak are slowing down. But you are not weak. You are not done. You are not finished. You are just getting started again, and this time you will not fall asleep inside your own comfort. Because you finally understand the truth. Comfort is not your reward. Comfort is the enemy. Stay sharp, stay awake, stay disciplined, stay dangerous. This is no excuse network. Call to action if you feel it waking up inside. Don't scroll, subscribe. Your comeback is built in the choice you make today.